Hello, my name is Ike McKinley, and this is NOS 220, Linux System Administration. For this lesson, we'll talk about how to get started using Linux. We'll start by looking at how to download a copy. Then we'll move on to the installation process itself, including the basics of partitioning and file system layout. Finally, we'll be discussing package selection and the sorts of Linux systems that can be set up using the basic installers. Once you've done so, you should be able to boot to the screen shown here, which will give you a brief list of options. Though we'll only be using the install option today, it's worth taking a moment to discuss some of these other choices. Understanding the boot process is critical to administering a Linux system. Once a system is booted, analysis and recovery options expand enormously. Conversely, a system that fails to boot is much harder to work with. Most Linux systems use a boot manager called grub. The boot manager is loaded from a file on the /boot directory, which then loads the rest of the system. The important thing to remember here is that the boot directory must be visible to grub, and so must be formatted either as ext2, 3, or 4, without RAID or LVM. Now, you probably don't know what those are yet, but we'll get to them in a little bit. For now, take a look at option F4, Linux Rescue. This allows you to use the boot CD to access a system that can no longer boot itself. In CentOS, it will automatically detect and mount any CentOS installations on the hard drive so that you can perform repair and recovery. This can be extremely useful in recovering from hard drive damage or from a system that has problems with the grub installation itself. So, this was a quick introduction to the installation procedure. We took a look at how the system boots, partitioning, LVM and RAID, and how we can select some basic package configurations. Next time, we'll be moving on to basic system processes and how to manage them.